Comer.
Live from the heart of Crimson Tide Country. Tide 100.9 and 1230 AM WTBC. It's the Martin Houston Show with Martin and Xavier Houston. Hosted by 1992 national champion fullback Martin Houston and his son Xavier. This is your daily dose of Alabama football. Straight, smart, and full of that Tuscaloosa pride. Now, here are your hosts, Martin and Xavier Houston. Listen now on the Tide 100.9 app.
Welcome into the Martin Houston Show with Martin and Xavier on this manic Monday. Alabama gets a huge win over Wisconsin, 38-14. Ty Simpson entering the record books again. Ryan Williams, is he back? Y'all happy? What y'all want to do with him now? Defense plays another solid game. Late touchdown, kickoff return for a touchdown, but overall good performance. As well as we'll talk about, Kalen DeBoer has a fashion statement that seems to win games. Or is it the location? And much, much more when we're talking about what Alabama needs to do during this bye week as they get ready to enter SEC play against Georgia upcoming.
Good morning. Welcome in. It is a beautiful Monday morning coming off of a great weekend of Alabama football and SEC football. And is the SEC back? Is Alabama back? We'll talk about it. You're listening to the Martin Houston Show with Martin and Xavier, powered by Box Eye Care. We're live, local, and ready to get things going. As we always say, it is the sound of Bama sports. So that means it's your show and your team. We welcome you to get in on the conversation at the Empowerment, Leadership, and People Solutions Hotline, 205-342-9904, 205-342-9904. That's the Empowerment, Leadership, and People Solutions Hotline. And, of course, we welcome in over on the live stream. We welcome in Curtis Moore II, Rodriguez Carlisle. Good morning, guys. Tim Richardson. Good morning. Tim Richardson throwing out there a good team win. Blind Squirrel Sport is I thought he was going to be a no-show today, but his Georgia Bulldogs pulled it out at the end. Of course, Tennessee's kicker, Gilbert, they said his girlfriend has now entered the portal. So, but good morning, Blind Squirrel Sport. Welcome in, and Bam Bam 72 breaking it in this morning, and Bam Bam 72 getting his name added to the list for the prediction contest, as he had it 38-10. Was his prediction, 38-10. He had Jeremy Bernard with 110 yards. Of course, Jeremy Bernard off to a lightning start, but did not end up with that many yards, but he still got it with the 38-10.
Can I get a little?
Xavier's about to brag that he got the score right on the nail. And I explained to him on Saturday he got the score right because Ryan Williams dropped the touchdown, okay?
Hey, I made a phone call before the game started.
I'm not sure that him and Ryan hadn't been working together on shaving point. No, just kidding. But anyway, kudos to Bam Bam for getting the score right. But remember this. This is the day that the Lord has made, so let's rejoice and be glad in it. Takes some time today to notice someone, love someone, serve someone, be the difference you want to see in the world today. And being that we're going to have Kennington Smith on in the second quarter, so we don't repeat and duplicate a lot of questions. We're going to get to the phone lines here in just a second. But I do want to shout out the SEC. We shout out the SEC. I think 11 teams in. Of course, South Carolina I think falls out. Vanderbilt with a 31-7 win. Jacob's not on yet. Jacob Powell up in South Carolina. He probably walking around with his chest. He may be beating on his chest a little bit because now Alabama loss is to the number 17 team in the country, not the unranked team. So let that sink in. So Alabama feeling better about everything. Remember, we're taking our good, bad, and ugly, and you're listening to the Martin Houston Show with Martin and Xavier, powered by Box Eye Care. We'll work you guys' comments in. Let's get to the phone lines. Pat, you're in on the Empowerment, Leadership, and People Solutions Hotline. What's on your mind, sir? Good morning, Pat. Is Pat there? Going once? Going twice? Back on hold. Robert from Mobile, you're in on the Empowerment, Leadership, and People Solutions Hotline. What's on your mind, sir?
Hey, well, it was they shouldn't even have scored. It could have easily gotten shut out.
It should have been a shutout.
100%.
Should have been a shutout.
Yeah, the special teams play. Did anybody ever see what happened that caused that penalty that allowed that on the return that caused them to get in there? I mean, give them the return. Some penalty, wasn't it? I never saw it. Did you see it? You know what it was?
I never saw it. I didn't even realize there was a penalty because I was out of the room, came back in the short kickoff. But it seems to be something about running off the field, according to Coach DeBoer in his opening comments, which I'll play. I'll probably play a little bit later. But he said we just can't have it. You got to get off the field. So I don't know if that's what it was. So if anybody out there in the listening world knows exactly what the penalty was, but that changed everything, right? Because he literally said that ball would have been out of the end zone.
Right. Yeah. They gave him the first touchdown. I'm sorry, Dave.
I was agreeing. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. Yeah, they gave him the first touchdown. And the second one was garbage time, or pretty close to it. And when the focus wasn't there, which that's going to be a problem too. Let's not lose focus. We got to keep that focus up. But overall, definitely another solid A+ A- game, only because of the running. But when I heard, Wisconsin has always been really good at stopping the run. You can pass on them all day long, but they usually don't allow teams to get a lot of yards rushing. Still,
they were averaging 33 yards a game coming in, and Bama finished with 60 plus. So we doubled up their season average.
Yeah, we were kind of hoping, okay, you can hold us below our average, but our average hopefully will be like 150. And, all right, you hold us below that, maybe at 100. So that could be better, of course. But and Ty Simpson, it's almost like, goodness gracious, dude. I mean, I can't tell you how to improve right now. It's I mean, you right where I need you to be at home. Oh, I can't tell you how to improve. All right, now take it on the road. So yeah, there's your improvement. You take it on the road, dude. You can get yourself in the Heisman conversation. Right now, the guy's putting up Heisman numbers, and if he can take this act on the road, that's the biggest thing. Shift gears on you first. 1 second. My brother and I were debating about Arch Manning. He said he thought Arch Manning was overrated. And I was saying, I don't know. Maybe he's not overrated. Before the game. After the game, I called my brother. I said, you were wrong. Arch Manning is not overrated. He's terrible. Overrated is I thought you were A+ and you're really more like B+. Your rating is too high. You're just bad, dude. You ain't overrated. You're bad. If you Alabama's quarterback right now, which was a possibility, people want him benched. I don't know what it is. Some people think maybe he's really hurt, but right now he can't throw it in the ocean.
I haven't seen him play a lot, so
it's not pretty. Bad. It's not pretty. Yeah, and the crazy part is like you know, we saw the flashes of him last year, and you're like, okay, this kid's gonna be pretty good. And his mechanics have regressed from last year to this year. That's it's not just bad play, it's mechanics and things of the way he sets his feet, the way his arm motion, it's weird.
I'll say this about Arch. This is what I try to tell people. People used to tell me, Robert, that I should be playing more in my freshman year. Okay. What they didn't understand was I had a set of plays that I was going to run, and that was it. And I got really good at those plays, but I couldn't run the whole playbook. So is it possible that Arch had such a limited playbook last year that he could hone in on and get really skilled at? Like I said, I'm not critiquing from this year because I haven't seen him enough, but I know that sometimes, it's based on that he was executing a limited number of plays and he got really good at them, but now he has the whole playbook. So, yeah. Thanks, Robert. Hey, X, right, before we get the break, because we got to go ahead and get the break, stay on track, and we'll get Pat on the other side. But, that Robert talked about the rush yards and all of that. But we also have to understand how many drives did we have explosive plays that took away run opportunities, that ended in touchdowns. So sometimes when you have limited rush yards, I'm like, okay, we just weren't committed to it. But the fact that we ended up scoring touchdowns on big plays and things like that, but it didn't lend yourself to as many rush opportunities, and you're still scoring points. So that's what I was
that. Yeah, no, I can agree with that. And that just comes with the territory of the way we played the game. We executed and we won. Hey, this is the Martin Houston Show with Martin and Xavier. We're getting ready to head to break. When we come back on the other side, we have Kennington Smith III joining us as he does on Mondays. And we will get Pat in on the hotlines while we continue the conversation of Alabama's dominant win over Wisconsin. We'll be back with more.
Tide 100.9 traffic.
Tuscaloosa traffic now from the Townsend Nissan Traffic Center. A very good Monday morning to you. We're getting off to a nice and quiet start around the area. Looking good at the intersections of Thurling Wallace and McFarland, as well as 43 southbound moving on to McFarland Boulevard. You're pretty smooth. And inside the construction zone, 2059 between 359 and Joe Malisham. That's wide open and green for go. With your Tuscaloosa traffic now, Tammy Thomas.
This report is sponsored by Taco Bell.
Only at Townsend Nissan, every new and select used vehicle includes a lifetime powertrain warranty. And right now, get up to $7,000 off new Nissans. Family owned, serving Tuscaloosa for over 50 years. Townsend Nissan, where peace of mind comes standard.
The slow roasted Cantina chicken menu is here to stay, with ingredients like purple cabbage and freshly prepared pico de gallo. Try it today at a participating U.S. Taco Bell location while supplies last. Contact store for participation, which varies.
Do you have timberland you don't know what to do with? Give North River Timber Company a call. Courtney White and his team of over 20 years experience offer timber harvesting, timber appraisals, comprehensive management plans for that special tract of land that you own. Courtney and his team can help you decide how to maximize your highest potential for your land. Timber is like money in the bank. See what your investment can do for you. Contact Courtney White at 205-242-5127. North River Timber, co@gmail.com. North River Timber Company.
Tuscaloosa Dodge, Tuscaloosa Mazda, and Mercedes-Benz of Tuscaloosa have teamed up to bring you the biggest selection of quality pre-owned vehicles anywhere. And if we don't have it, we'll get it for you. We stand behind every vehicle we sell. And now you can even get your deal online. Choose your down payment. Choose your payment. It's that simple. Visit us online today. Tuscaloosa Dodge, Mazda, and Mercedes-Benz of Tuscaloosa. 3 great dealerships. One promise. Plus, your car your way in Tuscaloosa today.
Alabama football is back, and there's nothing more refreshing than an ice-cold Surfside to enjoy while you cheer on your Crimson Tide. Surfside is only 100 calories, 2 grams of sugar, and 0 bubbles. That's right, no carbonation, so it's easy to sip and enjoy. It's not a seltzer, it's Surfside, proud partner of the Crimson Tide. Sold in stadium and at bars, restaurants, and stores near you. Must be 21. Please drink responsibly.
Hey, I'm Martin Houston, and I want to tell you about exciting news happening at Box Eye Care. They've moved to their new location, bringing you a brand new lab, stylish new frames, and a fresh look just for you. Enjoy their expanded frame inventory, competitive prices, and faster service, all with the same great level of service you've come to know and trust. Discover this full-service eye care at Box Eye Care's new location. With their in-house lab, they offer unbeatable value and one of the largest frame collections in town. Schedule your eye exam today and walk out with new glasses in less than an hour in most cases. Visit boxeyecare.com. That's boxeyecare.com, or call 205-342-0660. That's 205-342-0660. Visit them at 5003 Oscar Baxter Drive. That's Box Eye Care. Your vision, our priority.
Tide 100.9 Tuscaloosa weather.
The long dry spell continues today, mostly sunny with a high at 91. Clear tonight, the low 67. Tomorrow and Wednesday, sunny both days, highs between 90 and 93. Thursday, the sky partially sunny, the high 93. I'm James Spann with the Alabama Weather Network on Tide 100.9. It's 65 degrees in Tuscaloosa.
The sound of Bama sports. Your show, your team. The Martin Houston Show on your home for Alabama sports. Tide 100.9 and streaming on the Tide 100.9 app.
Welcome back into the Martin Houston Show with Martin and Xavier. It is a beautiful, beautiful Monday morning, man, and we are live, local, ready to get things rolling. Here's Coach and what he had to say following the excuse me. Sorry, got to pull the wrong clip up. Hold on 1 second. Sorry, guys. Here's Coach DeBoer talking about this Alabama team, and I'm not exactly sure what happened, X, on the extra point, but here's what Coach had to say, and then we'll react to that. Then we'll get to Pat and to some of the comments.
Thought we came ready to play, and liked especially what our response was when we got stopped on fourth down. The defense come out and really not hanging their heads, and just the very next play getting the takeaway. And so a lot of different directions that thing could have gone after getting stopped there. Offense takes over, takes advantage of it, and moves the ball down the field. So it was really good to see the response to some adversity there. I'd love to see us do a much better job at the fourth quarter, just finishing. Got some drops there that our guys don't make, and so we got to play better there. And then a couple penalties at the beginning of the third quarter, just it's nonsense. I mean, we gave them a touchdown really because the ball would have been kicked out of the end zone. And so I love the energy on the sideline and I love the excitement, but we got to run off the field, right? So we just got to take care of those things, because those are things that can kill you in a tight game. So one thing I do want to do, I want to shout out our fans.
Hey, we'll stop there. And Coach went on to shout out the fans, thank the fans. I thought that was a good touch as well, X. But it sounds like it may have been some type of celebration penalty, and guys were still on the field, et cetera, after Ryan's touchdown. Maybe. I don't really know. So once again, if you know what happened, give us a call. Couple of comments. We'll hold Curtis Moore II's good, bad, and ugly for just a second. QD responding and saying still can't run the football at will. Todd is balling out, though. Let me get your thoughts on what he says here. Xavier Brown getting exposed also. And I can't argue with that. I'm not sure why everybody is still on Wilkin and no one says anything about Proctor, but he says right side of O-line needs to be Roberts. I agree. Roberts, maybe we should put Roberts at tackle if we're going to make any changes, but and Vandermark. I mean, we ran the ball different when Roberts is in, but he said the right side of the O-line needs to be Roberts and Carroll. Ryan is back, but the drop's still issue. So kind of respond to QD real quick.
Yeah, okay. So running the ball, we talked about that a little bit. The way the game went, Wisconsin has one of the best rush defenses in the country. Yeah, that is what it is. We ran it when we needed to, and we didn't have huge explosive plays, but we got solid yards most of the time. When Kevin ran the ball, Ty ran the ball pretty well in that game. We talk Jaden Roberts, sure, but once again, they went through and showed the pressures in this game from the starting O-line. Wilkin had 2 pressures. Ty threw the ball almost 30 times, 2 pressures. Caden had 2 pressures. Why we're not talking about benching him? They didn't show the backups, but I watched it intently. Michael Carroll might be a little bit better of a run blocker than Wilkin, but he was getting handled against the pass rush. He is not ready for high-level pass rush teams, so that will keep him on the sideline. But Caden Proctor leads this team in pressures, sacks given up, but nobody talks about benching him, and I don't get it. Ryan had the 1 drop, which, sometimes you get too comfortable and take your eye off the ball, but overall, I think he played a really good game.
Yeah, and do you think one of Wilkins' pressures came because Proctor's pressure?
Yes. Caden, no, you're right. Caden, the great play where Ty it went right, then it escaped back to the left, I guarantee you is a pressure or a hit given up by Wilkin Formby because Proctor got beat so bad, Ty ran into Wilkins' guy who Wilkin was like, hey, you're good over here. Then all of a sudden it's like, oh, Ty, what are you doing? So you have to watch these things fully. Michael Carroll, I think, is going to be an amazing player for Alabama, but he is not ready to be a pass pro at this level.
Yeah, and I would tell you, man, I think we have to, and I think Carroll has the potential to be a really good player, but we have to be careful and understand when he's in the game and who he's going against when you make the comparison. I always, like until I see them use him like they use Booker, which I think that's coming. Like Booker, you could see Booker's freshman year. Okay, this dude is ready to play first team football. At any point in the game, I feel like I can trust him. Carroll hasn't played a lot X in the heat of the moment, stressful situation, or where they have built things specifically around him. Would you agree with that?
Yeah. Well, look at he didn't play against Florida State, even when Wilkin. Yeah, even when Wilkin came out, they showed Wilkin on the sideline sick, they didn't put him in. Then you turn around and you look at against UL Monroe. The game was over at that point, even though it was 21-28 nothing. We were up 14. No, we were up 21 nothing when he comes in against Wisconsin. Situational football.
Yeah, and I'm not knocking him. I think he's going to be a superstar. That's not what I'm saying.
Right.
What I'm saying is we have to be careful how we judge freshmen or young players when they play spot plays. It's different than playing every play, every down, all situations. So
he's playing to stay engaged right now.
Yeah, and I think his ceiling is probably one of the higher ceilings on the field. Anyway, I'm so tired of I want to see Proctor live up to the hype. Hasn't happened. I think the run blocking was average at best in the game Saturday.
Across the board.
And I'm gonna tell you, I think the running game is gonna get a boost with Jam coming back. But and I'll say this, I could easily, if I didn't apply what I just said, I would tell you, okay, Deer needs to be running right behind Riley. But I also understand when he's coming in the game. You can see that he's definitely more elite than the guys he's playing against at the moment he comes in the game. But does that translate to he's ready to be with the first team? And I don't think so. But I am excited to see Jam back and see how our running game takes a bump from that, because I think Jam will press the hole and then be more explosive out of the hole. Raleigh is a slasher, hit up in there and go. So let's get to Pat before we get to break here. Pat, you're in on the Empowerment, Leadership, and People Solutions Hotline. What's on your mind?
Hey, you got to give Proctor the one play that he's due on, Martin. Come on. But we can't just condemn him the whole show. But
You want me to brag about a 360-pound, first-round, top 3 guy that takes one hand and slams
185-pound cornerback?
It was a great block.
I mean, he pancaked him.
He should.
Hey, the fact that he got downfield, hustled downfield, I just wanted to give him. Maybe if we give him a little attaboy every now and then, maybe he'll start doing better.
I think that's the problem, Pat.
Maybe he's got to have his helmet rubbed a little bit.
Let him finish.
What?
I think that's the problem. All he gets is attaboys.
Hey, Pat, great block. Great block by and that was going to be in my good, Pat. That's why I hadn't said anything. That was that entire play, from the design, from the call, the execution, the entire line moving out there, him hustling, Ryan hitting the gap, Ryan finishing, Todd, from the pitch, from Bernard and the reverse and the throw, all of it was perfect. And I wouldn't expect anything less. And I think if we could see that little guy's eyes, I think when he turned around and saw Proctor, I'm not sure if Proctor laid him down or he said, I'm going to go ahead and lay down my son. I'm just kidding. That's the old 18-wheeler coming at the Corvette, and the Corvette really has no option except for to get ran over.
Yeah, smashed.
Yeah.
Hey, I just said, but hey, we can't say enough good about what Ty Simpson did. I don't know if it was an inferior defensive backfield part of it, but the other part of it was Ty was stepping up into the pocket, and when he could set his feet and drive the ball down the field, he looked special. Looked special. That when he was able to set his feet and drive the ball down the field, wow.
Now, he did an amazing job, and the last 2 weeks I think have been amazing to build his confidence. You're talking about him going into the record books again. When I said that at the start, he has joined Mac Jones as the only 2 Alabama quarterbacks to have back-to-back games of 80+ completion percentage, and his numbers would have been even better if he didn't have a couple late drops.
I guess he'd have to throw their ball into their face mask for it to have been any better than the throws that they dropped. I mean, geez,
Yeah.
Hey, you guys have a blessed morning there, and let's pray that this carries over into the Georgia game. All
right, Pat, you have a good one. Yeah, Jason Rutledge says that Ryan has alligator arms across the middle, and he does. He does. The touchdown drop was bad just because you're like, oh, there was nobody behind you. There was nobody to hit you.
I think that was really just like lack of concentration. I got this. I think he took his eyes off of it. But it does feed the narrative that he doesn't like going across the middle. which I don't know if that's true or not, but his drops this year, most of them have been. I think he has 4 drops already or something.
And I think 3 of them have been over the middle.
Yeah. So, but the boy is still. It was like, okay, that move he made again on the sideline, where you just like, okay,
you can't teach that.
You can't teach it or duplicate it. I mean, that poor guy went flying out of bounds, thought he had him nailed on the sideline. That's like the worst feeling. Like, and when it happens, that's where you roll up on the sideline X and go, well, that's an ESPN moment. And not to my benefit. He knew that he was going to be on ESPN as soon as Ryan did the hop back and then walked across the field. He knew, okay, I'm going to be on ESPN. That's where he just kind of goes.
He's got insane body control.
Yeah, it is. It's
You
crazy.
just don't say that.
We got lots of comments to get to, so we'll work those in. Everything from the Georgia-Tennessee game to thoughts around what Alabama needs to do against Georgia, what they need to be doing in the bye week. We'll talk about good, bad, and ugly. We haven't got to that yet. So, it's really I would caution Alabama fans, don't get too high like we got really low against Florida State. We are seeing that Florida State probably is a pretty good team, but Alabama's schedule just got tougher over the weekend. I think Oklahoma's legit, Vanderbilt's legit, Missouri's legit. I mean, everybody left on our schedule in the SEC is now a ranked team. And so we have a tough road ahead, but I like the trajectory that this Tide team is heading in, and we will we will break it down on the other side, keep you engaged right here on the Martin Houston Show with Martin and Xavier.
Tide 100.9 traffic.
Tuscaloosa traffic now from the Townsend Nissan Traffic Center. A very good Monday morning to you. We're getting off to a nice and quiet start around the area. Looking good at the intersections of Lurleen Wallace and McFarland, as well as 43 southbound moving on to McFarland Boulevard. You're pretty smooth. And inside the construction zone, 2059 between 359 and Joe Malisham. That's wide open and green for go. With your Tuscaloosa traffic now, Tammy Thomas.
Under the biggest cactus in town, Taco Casa. Quality is number one. You got to start with a good quality product, but it's got to be at a good value to the customers.
Everything is about quality.
You just can't beat the quality, taste, and value.
And it's because we take pride in providing you with the best.
Good customer service and good food, good quality.
We want to make sure that we give that to them each and every time they come and visit us. The sense of pride that we have in the quality, the consistency of our food carries over to everything we do in the stores. That's Taco Casa.
Hi, this is Gene Poole.
And this is John Poole.
At Hudson Poole Fine Jewelers, we believe in celebrating life's special moments in elegance and style.
Whether you're searching for the perfect engagement ring or a meaningful anniversary gift,
a beautiful birthday present, or just because surprise.
At Hudson Poole Fine Jewelers, we have exceptional pieces to mark your special occasion.
Visit Hudson Poole Fine Jewelers, downtown Tuscaloosa, or at hudsonpoole.com.
Huge savings on Dell AI PCs with Intel Core Ultra processors are here, and they're newly designed to help you do more faster. They can generate code, edit images, multitask without lag, draft emails, summarize documents, create live translations, and even extend your battery life. That's the power of Dell AI with Intel inside. Upgrade today by visiting Dell.com/deals. That's Dell.com/deals.
I was 100 feet tall. Your dad can't handle this. Not without the right equipment.
Yard work piling up? Gear up for fall with John Deere. Get $750 off select mowers, $2,000 off select Gator UVs, and $3,000 off select compact tractors.
Did I hear your dad got a John Deere? Yep, bad day to be a leaf pile.
Gear up for fall at an authorized John Deere dealer, now through September 30th. Learn more at johndeere.com/gearupforfall.
You're listening to Leaf Filter Radio, and the guru of gutter protection himself, Chris Coonahan, is here to take your most pressing leaf-related questions.
Hey, everybody. Chris here. I understand we have Ron on the line. Ron, where are you calling from?
Uh-oh. Ron, are you calling from a ladder?
Well, I was. I wanted to ask Chris what I need to do to get my gutters ready to have leaf filter installed.
Oh, Ron, you don't have to do anything. A Leaf Filter Trusted Pro will come out and clean out your gutters, realign and seal your gutters, and install Leaf Filter, America's #1 gutter protection system.
So I didn't need to get on this ladder?
Ron, Leaf Filter Trusted Pros are in your neighborhood and ready to help. Just visit leaffilter.com/country to schedule your free gutter inspection and get up to 30% off.
Thank goodness. What was that site?
That's leaffilter.com/country for your free gutter inspection today. See representative for warranty details. Promotion is 20% off plus a 10% senior or military discount. One discount per household.
Interact with the Martin Houston Show by calling us at 205-342-9904 or tuning into the Martin Houston Show on Facebook.
Welcome back into the Martin Houston Show. We want to thank the good folks over at Dixie Battery Supply. Dixie Battery Supply, providing all of your battery needs. They buy junk batteries and so much more. If you have a device that needs powering, you need to call Dixie Battery Supply. You can find them online at dixiebatterysupply.com or find them in Northport, Tuscaloosa, and Bessemer. That's Dixie Battery Supply. Never feel powerless again.
We want, the defense to cover every part of the field, right? Well, it's kind of hard to because, this is a hard thing to do, you know what I mean? So being able to, be able to get under center and, run the ball and then be able to do play action and stuff, keep everybody guessing on their toes is, what we like to do, and so being able to just take what the defense gives us and, get out of negative plays is the biggest thing about quarterbacking. And so that's what I think, I'm trying to do the best I can of.
All right, X. I don't think we've talked enough about it. I think Ty Simpson is doing some things in regards to at the line of scrimmage that we hadn't seen. I mean, I think that not only is he taking what the defense is giving him, I think he's getting us into the right plays. I saw several times where he agreed. I mean, that he changed some things at the line of scrimmage that ended up in being good plays.
Yeah, Ty Simpson has command of this offense right now, and he's gotten comfortable. And that's the key. You're talking about the checks he's making and it's not just checks, but it's the correct checks. He sees something and he's able to communicate that to the offensive line, to his skill guys, and then they're executing once that check has been made. And you've seen that really the last 2 weeks with, once again, I'm going to hit on it, the consistency and the comfortability levels that he feels within this offense, because the better that is, the better Alabama plays. And that's what one of the big things Alabama needs to continue to improve on over this bye week, getting ready for Georgia.
Yeah, and we're going to get to good, bad, ugly. We got all week. We actually have an extra week to get to everything that happened in that game. But Tim Richardson said Grubb definitely has plays he'll pull out the next couple of weeks that will have teams on their heels. And I think we can hear that. Let's listen to what our very own Ryan Fowler, I think, was the one who asked this question about the depth of this offense. And here's what Ryan Williams, the 18-year-old, had to say.
We're just getting started. We have a lot of ways that we can attack the same exact play. We're a very explosive offense. I mean, the proof is in the pudding, but I'm just super excited to, continue to help the team as much as I can.
You know what I love, X, about that statement? He said, we're just getting started. And then, of course, I do like the fact that he said the proof's in the pudding. But he said we have so many ways that we can attack the same plays. Well, that part of your offense doesn't become effective until you have ran the first version of that play.
Mm-hmm.
In other words, until you create tendencies, the depth of your offense doesn't always that isn't as effective. Now you can get to the same plays from different formations, and they think that they have found your tendency. So I'm glad to hear that. And I can tell you, as much as anything, I know some of it is Ty just letting it go. I love the fact that he's taking the running backs out in the flat, that he's taking what they give him. But I also think that Grubb is doing a much better job calling plays since the Florida State game too.
Definitely, he really has, and he's gotten comfortable, and he trusts his guys now with certain play calls. Now, what I can't wait to see is that double reverse screen. There's a shot play coming off of that.
You talking about where Ryan throws it?
No, I don't know if Ryan throws it or they run the double reverse back to Ty, and Horton on the backside is running a post or a go, just something. When that defense flows, when they see it, you have something behind it.
Yeah, the reality of it is Ryan probably could have ran a reverse back to this side, and Ty been his lead blocker, and he'd have walked in the end zone too. Because that entire Wisconsin defense went with the O-line that way, and they still didn't stop it. X, from a good, bad, and ugly standpoint, Curtis Moore jumping in on the good, bad, and ugly. And like I said, it'll take us all week to get through the good because there were so many good things. But Curtis Moore, the second on his good, bad, and ugly. He didn't say bad. He said good and ugly. Good, I was impressed with the O-line pass protecting for Ty Simpson for the most part against the physical Wisconsin D-line. That was a really, really good defensive line.
A big defensive line.
I think the front seven was good. Ugly Ryan Williams and Lazier Brooks robbing Ty Simpson over 400-yard plus game. I literally think it cost Austin Mack a few reps because I think if Ty gets that fifth touchdown and the 400 yards, I don't think he's in to start the next drive.
Yeah. And you text me about it. You said, they were trying to get Ty 400. And I truly believe they were. And both of them, man, I know they're both sick and have probably apologized a little bit to Ty for that. But
Ryan actually
say something about it.
Yeah, he actually took blame and said that he has to concentrate more. Let me see if I can pull that up real quick. It wasn't a long statement, just a few words he said. I think this is him talking about what Alabama needs to do, and I agree. And I love the fact that they're all saying this. Is every one of them is talking about what they need to do in terms of finishing the game.
Are you playing it?
Do what? Is it not playing? Hold on one second.
No.
Hold on one second. Hold on. All right. I apologize, guys. I got it right here. 100% Ryan Williams taking blame for what happened.
The biggest emphasis I know that we've been honing in on, and that I know will continue to be pushed, is finishing how we start. We started fast today, and that just goes to our preparation, but we got to finish stronger. And that's partially my fault, and I feel like it was contagious based on the rest of the game. And I just told the guys, that's on me, and we got to focus on that going into this week. And there's no laxes.
All right, so I love that aspect of what he had to say.
Yeah, and that's what you want to hear from one of your star players, but not just one of your star players, but one of your youngest players still on this team. That's maturity, that's accountability, and that's what this team needs to continue to have. And speaking of accountability and maturity from a leader on this team, I just want to take a second to talk about Bray Hubbard. and the way he performed Saturday. You know, after the Florida State game, he was the biggest culprit of the lack of effort, the lack of what seemed to be motivation on the field. And you saw glimpses of it against UL Monroe improving, but he played lights out Saturday. The way he was filling holes in the run, laying big hits, but the 2 interceptions, just great job reading the quarterback's eyes and playing to his full potential. Because what we saw Saturday was a continuation of the Bray Hubbard we saw at the end of last year that we were expecting to see game 1. So I like that accountability from what he said in the media to it translating onto the field now.
Yeah, coming back on the other side, we will jump into a few more goods. Like I said, we're going to walk this good, bad, and ugly probably all week long. Actually, we may even start with what was bad. There wasn't a lot of bad in that game, but there was a couple things that I'd like to see us do better. And one thing that could be bad, hadn't heard a whole lot about it, but saw it happening right there at one point in the game. So let's talk about it. And we have, I got someone that sent me and said that he said he think it was number 52. Somebody was celebrating and ran into the official or something. Official ran into them. I'm not exactly sure what exactly happened, but either way, Alabama 38-14. You can look at it and see where those 2 touchdowns could have been prevented. And I think had been a closer game, they probably would have called offensive pass interference because that guy literally held Zay Brown's hands down, even though he never turned around. So I think some of that kind of goes into it as well. We'll break it down on the other side, and we'll keep the conversation rolling today, tomorrow, and all week long following Alabama's big win over Wisconsin, headed into the big showdown in Athens, Georgia.
Coming up on The Game with Ryan Fowler.
Coming up on the Monday edition of The Game, we're going to recap Alabama and Wisconsin. We'll do that with Drew DeArmond. We'll also talk with Martin Houston. We'll do the good, the bad, and the ugly. The good is sponsored by DanielMooreArt.com. And we'll take your phone calls starting at 2 p.m. on The Game with Ryan Fowler on Tide 100.9, 1230 WTBC. Your home of Alabama Crimson Tide Sports.
The longest running sports program in Tuscaloosa. The Game with Ryan Fowler. Weekdays from 2 to 6 p.m. on Tide 100.9 and streaming on the Tide 100.9 app. Tide 100.9 Traffic.
Tuscaloosa traffic now from the Townsend Nissan Traffic Center. Nothing more than construction. That might slow you down just a scotch on your Monday morning commute. If you're moving on 2059, you really don't have to worry. On the east and westbound lanes, you've got some road construction at Tuscaloosa Coaling. Then on the westbound side at Western Bypass, that's Joe Malisham. None are causing you delays this morning. It is traveling beautiful on 15th Street, moving between McFarland and Lurleen Wallace at posted speed. With your Tuscaloosa traffic now, Tammy Thomas.
This report is sponsored by Taco Bell. The slow roasted Cantina chicken menu is here to stay with ingredients like purple cabbage and freshly prepared pico de gallo. Try it today at a participating U.S. Taco Bell location while supplies last. Contact store for participation, which varies.
Football is back. Join former Alabama standouts Wallace Gilberry and Andre Smith alongside Tiger insiders Rodney Orr and Gary Harris every Monday from 7 to 8 p.m. Central as Wallace and Andre take you inside their time in the Crimson and White and in the NFL. Come along as they give you an inside look into the Crimson Tide and more. Catch us Monday from 7 to 8 Central on Tide100.9.com and TiderInsider.com and all your social media platforms for Inside the Trenches.
Taco Casa, quality, taste, and value under the biggest cactus in town. I've been doing it the right way each and every day for 50 years and counting. If you're looking for a great option for lunch and or dinner, then you need to check out Taco Casa. Taco Casa, and while you're there, don't forget to get a big glass of that sweet tea. Visit them online at tacocasa.com. That's tacocasa.com. Quality, taste, and value on the biggest cactus in town. That's Taco Casa, tacocasa.com.
That leaf pile is 100 feet tall. Your dad can't handle this. Not without the right equipment.
Yard work piling up? Gear up for fall with John Deere. Get $750 off select mowers, $2,000 off select Gator UVs, and $3,000 off select compact tractors.
Did I hear your dad got a John Deere? Yep, bad day to be a leaf pile.
Gear up for fall at an authorized John Deere dealer now through September 30th. Learn more at johndeere.com/gearupforfall.
Tired of searching for the right pre-owned car, truck, or SUV? Stop the madness. Tuscaloosa Dodge, Tuscaloosa Mazda, and Mercedes-Benz of Tuscaloosa have teamed up to bring you the biggest selection of quality pre-owned vehicles anywhere. And if we don't have what you're looking for, we'll find it for you. You pick it, we'll work it out. We've cut out everything you hate about car shopping and made it fun, easy, and exciting. Visit us online today. Tuscaloosa Dodge, Tuscaloosa Mazda, and Mercedes-Benz of Tuscaloosa. 3 great dealerships. One promise, your car, your way today.
95.3 The Bear and Sports Radio Tide 100.9 and 12:30 a.m. WTBC are partnering with Baumhauer's Victory Grill this season to put you in the best seats in the house at Bryant-Denny Stadium. Sign up online at 953thebear.com. On the app or the Tide 100.9 app. Each week, we'll pick a winner for a pair of tickets to an Alabama home football game. Baumhauer's Victory Grill, with 2 locations in Tuscaloosa, Harper Lee Drive, and Baumhauer South on Courtney Drive. Let Baumhauer's Victory Grill put you in the best seats in the house. Oh my God! With 95.3 The Bear and Sports Radio Tide 100.9 and 12:30 a.m. WTBC. Keep it locked into Tide 100.9 for more of the Martin Houston Show with Martin Houston and X's and O's Sports, Xavier Houston.
All righty, it's now time for the Harvest Church 2-minute warning. Harvest Church 2-minute warning. X, let's hit a couple goods, man, before we get out of here.
Yeah. When we're talking about the good, of course, you have to start with Ty Simpson and his continued improvement, as well as, like I said, the way the defense continued to play. Yes, they gave up a late touchdown, but overall they were fast. We had 4 or 5 sacks Saturday?
4.
4?
4, man.
Yeah.
I can't remember.
So getting after the quarterback, that was a big concern going into last week. We had 1 sack through the first 2 games. So we're finishing at the quarterback now, as well as there being a cleanup guy a couple of times there when he moves in the pockets and things of that nature.
Yeah, and confidence is such a big thing. And Jared Smith said, okay, I'm going to shut up about Ty, laugh out loud. He needs to do the same thing on the road. But he threw some dimes Saturday. And that's what I tell people is watch how he's managing the offense, taking what they give him, setting up plays, getting out of bad plays. And it's tough when a quarterback is willing to take the running back out of the backfield. Eventually that corner starts dropping over or a linebacker starts floating out, and then the middle of the field becomes open. To me, one of the goods was, and they talked about it a little bit, and we'll play that audio probably tomorrow, but the Jeremy Bernard touchdown, Jeremy got the street cred, but go watch the routes the other guys run and how hard they ran those routes to clear out for him. It's just sweet to see. And just the wide receiver room as a whole, they're nasty. They're nasty.
Yeah, when you're talking about wide receiver room, it gives shades of the ride outs and
there may be more. I don't know if there is
diversity.
I don't know if they're as good as that group yet, but there's more dudes in this room.
It's the diversity of this room, and they all have a different, like you could almost say the ride outs Hey, that it was cookie cutter. They were pretty much identical style wide receivers, but you got big Isaiah, Ryan, and his disability to make him, and Jeremy is a strong physical wide receiver.
Why they use the run game?
Yep.
Yeah. So the wide receiver room, like I said, you start taking Isaiah and Jeremy and Ryan, but then you drop off is Brooks and Scott and
Adams.
And I'm gonna throw what's his name, the two tight ends, Cuevas and Caleb Edwards. He's gonna be a baller. There's some flashes there that you go, okay. Just the pass game, instead of saying wide receiver room, the pass game as a whole, when a quarterback will distribute it the way he's doing, everybody's happy. Everybody's eating, everybody's eating. So it's going to be tough to stop this offense. And I think they're learning each other even more, X.
Yeah, and you also have to give credit to London Simmons in his second start, a guy that what came into the season was going to be the third string guy due to injury. He started the last 2 games and he's played well. He got his first career sack on Saturday. I think he's going to give you the run stop and the pass rush from that inside. Man,
he a 3-star.
Yes. I think he might have been the lowest rated guy in the class.
And he didn't get here. He hasn't been
until summer.
He hadn't been doing an off-season program yet.
No.
I mean, he has Quentin Williams-esque like dominance just waiting to explode. Can't wait to get Keenan back against Georgia in their run game. But I think they found a gem in London Simmons. We're going to break down more good, bad, and ugly. We didn't talk a lot about the bad. We got all week to do that. Wasn't a lot of bad. Wasn't a lot of ugly. We're going to talk about schedules, etc. Alabama, can they make a run? You feel better than you did 2 weeks ago, but they still have an uphill battle. We'll break it down more tomorrow. Take it out of here, Ed.
Hey, this is Martin Houston Show with Martin and Xavier on this Manic Monday, celebrating a 38-14 win over Wisconsin. I'm Xavier Houston. That's Martin Houston. We had Chase Bromfield pressing all the right buttons. Thank you for joining us as you do each and every day. You all be blessed.
Yeah, and we're powered by Box Eye Care. Box Eye Care making it possible. Remember this, trust in the Lord always, lean not your own understanding, all your ways. Acknowledge him, he will direct your path. Roll Tide, everybody.
Thank you for listening to the Martin Houston Show on your home for Alabama sports. Tide 100.9 and streaming on the Tide 100.